everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I'm doing yet another sketch with me video. You guys seem to love the last one. I have been getting requests to do another one since I posted the last one, so here it is. I'm going to be filling in another double spread in my sketchbook today, and today I'm using my Faber-Castell 0.7mm mechanical pencil. So it's a different mechanical pencil that I used last time. I got this mechanical pencil like a month ago, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. I saw Drawing with Waffles use it in one of her videos, and I immediately got it. I was so captivated by it, and I do honestly recommend it a lot. So yeah, I'm just basically drawing out a bunch of faces and plants and good stuff like that, using references from my best friend Pinterest. If you guys ever wonder where I get my reference pictures from or want to see them for yourself, they're always on my Pinterest. I always leave a link down in the description, and you'll find them there in my boards. So I thought today I would have a little chat to you guys about feeling good about art. And it's going to be a very laid-back chit-chat because I have nothing really planned for today's voiceover. I just kind of wanted to have a little talk about it. You guys have been asking me for a voiceover about, feeling more confident in your own work and, critiquing it properly. And I think I've got, some things that I can share with you guys, I guess. From experience, I think that I've only started getting really confident in my work and really appreciating my own work maybe like a year or two ago, maybe less, not very sure. Actually, not even a year ago, a couple months ago, I think I started getting really confident in my work, where I wouldn't feel threatened, or not threatened, but shy to show my sketchbooks to people, or have my friends flip through my sketchbooks. I'd be kind of like, do you have to? And yeah, I did show them on YouTube and everything, but the fact is I show stuff on YouTube because it's a way for me to log my process as well, and my progress as a developing artist, as we all are. So I don't know, I just feel like having your friends and family look at your work is a lot more pressure added to it than showing your stuff on the internet, because you don't know people on the internet personally. And some might say that that's scarier, but for me, honestly, I take the judgment from people that I care about a lot more to heart than random people on the internet that I don't know. Which is why I don't really care much for hate and everything. I just don't really care. My mother taught me to not care what people think about your work, especially when you don't know them. She says it's just not worth your time, and that's just something I was raised to think about. So that kind of transpires in my artwork and how I share it as well. So even when I knew that my work wasn't up to any standard or at all great, or I always know that there's people out there that are obviously a lot more talented and a lot better at art than me. There's always going to be someone better, but I think it's a journey to get to a place where you are comfortable knowing that this is the best that you can put out right now. And the thing that I always try to think of is that we're always progressing, we're always improving. With every drawing you get better, every single drawing. That's something that I always keep in mind. So yeah, the drawing you're making at this moment in time is probably the best thing you can do right now, but you have no idea what you can do in a year's time, and you just gotta think that you just gotta love every piece of art you make, because whether or not you like how they look, they are a part of your progress, and you should be proud of them. 3 years ago, the 3 years ago version of yourself would probably look at this drawing you've made and be blown away. You know what I mean? I always think about what would 2012 Piper think about this drawing that I just made? She'd probably be mind blown that I made this. I'd be really proud of myself. So I try to always think of my works in the mindset of what 13-year-old me would think, which I think is a very good mindset, because it's all about the progress. It's all about remembering where you came from and knowing how much you've improved. And if you are just a beginner at this point in time, I get a lot of comments from people that want me to talk more about beginner stuff, and I'm working on some videos about that. I just really have to dig into a time of my life where I can't remember much from, so I'm sorry if it's taking ages for that, but they will be coming. But yeah, if you're a beginner, honestly, do not feel discouraged about your work, because everyone's been there, okay? Like, you can go see some of the works I did in my beginner stages when I was 11, 12. I have a video on that, and you will see, like, everyone has had a beginner stage. No one just randomly starts, drawing out hyper-realistic oil paintings at 10, okay? Like, yeah, there are prodigies, but they're a special case. I am a huge believer in practice and development and progress. People ask me a lot, if I do believe people without the quote-unquote talent can develop, and yeah, I'm a huge believer in that, because it's just like learning a sport. And I've never been good at sports, but I still learned how to play them, and I played them pretty good at the end, because I learned and I practiced, and then I was pretty much not bad at them, and I passed the PE. So yeah, it's just like any other skill, I'm pretty sure. And I think it's a bit harder to train your brain to become an artist than it is to do something else, probably. But it's all mental strength, I think. But then again, this is how I was raised to think that everything. The only thing stopping you from doing anything is yourself. Again, wise words from my mother. So, I mean, I feel like that's why I'm not a very scared person in terms of starting new things or trying out new things, because I grew up in such a mindset around with my parents. Yeah, I'm just trying to kind of send out that message to you guys, if that makes any sense. You should look at every single piece of work you make with a humble heart, of course, but also pride, because something that I always think about for some reason is that every single drawing out there is completely unique. Like, even if you somehow trace someone's work, it will be somewhat different, like a very small detail. But obviously don't trace people's work, that's not good. Do not do that, but it's an example. Every single person's artwork is completely different. So even if you personally are like, yeah, I can definitely do better than this, or you really discouraged after doing a piece that didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, just think like that no one else has put that image or that idea or that artwork onto paper ever until then. Like, no one's done that before, and I think that's what's so beautiful about art, and like different people who have different styles and different ideas about art and different stages of learning of art as well. It's because you get to see so much new stuff that you probably would never think about and would probably never see ever. I don't know if I'm making any sense here. I ramble a lot. I'm sorry. This is what happens when you don't have a plan. But I just think it's so important to kind of see the uniqueness in your work. Just kind of keep that in mind, because it's not always going to be beautiful. That's, the beauty of art, ironically. But it's never always going to be perfect and beautiful and exactly how you want it to turn out, because let's be real, that doesn't really happen in a real world. But everything is unique, and I think that just goes to show that it really doesn't matter if you are a perfect quote-unquote artist, or if you have achieved peak talent, which by the way doesn't exist. What really matters is putting out something that you love, that you care about, and that means something to you. And I think as long as you're doing work that means something to you, you will always love your work. And that's something I've recently been finding out in my own journey as an artist in the past 2 years, because I've been focusing my art mainly and solely on things that I love and that means something to me, rather than doing something that I think will, get likes. Which has never really been something I've done besides when I did fan art, but then again, it was something like that I loved doing at the time. But yeah, doing something that means something to you and that makes your life a little bit better, that is already going to like create a connection between you and your art piece. You're already gonna love it, it's like your little baby. It's like your baby. You're gonna love it either way. So I think that's also another thing to keep in consideration, is that the purpose of what you're making. Because if you're just drawing something for the purpose of like whatever, getting likes and whatnot, you're probably not going to like it that much as opposed to, I don't know, doing a drawing about, I don't know, like a character that you've developed that kind of represents a side of you or a friend of yours, or I don't know, something that you've put a lot of thought and heart into. I think it's two completely opposing dynamics, You're really not going to have the same connection with an artwork that you made just to get social acceptance from social media, as opposed to something that you did for yourself. And I've also been practicing not showing everything that I draw on my social media, because I used to also not draw as much as I do now. I do draw a lot more now, so I do have a bit too much. If I were to post everything I draw, I would have to post 4 times a day, and I don't want to do that, because I've been recently taking the time to select which pieces I want to show and put out in the world, and which pieces I want to keep for myself, because they're more personal and more just for me or for my family or for my friends, and that has also helped me get into the mindset of doing works for me, for my personal well-being, and this also came a lot into practice when I was doing a lot of therapeutic art. So when I got into my depression 2 years ago, which wasn't the first time I had depression, but it was definitely the worst one I've had so far in my life, and I started to obviously using art as an output or an outlet. I don't really know what word to use there, but as a creative outlet. And I was using art to kind of forget about the bad stuff and trying to get my mind out of my mind. I was trying to basically numb myself with art. So, just to make life a bit better. And I think once you start using art therapeutically like that, it starts to become a lot more important to you. And you start loving the works you make a lot more as well, because it's like loving your doctor who's healing you. You know what I mean? I feel like I've gone on a tangent here. I am sorry. But I feel like that's also if you are, someone who puts all of your frustrations and all of your stress and, negative thoughts into your art, and that helps you out of, a slum or a hole in life, congrats. I mean, that's the best thing that you can do with your art, I think, is to treat yourself and help heal your soul, because to me that's what art means. I think that's why I love my works a lot more now, because not only do I see them as just things that could one day possibly give me profit and be a career, but more of this is very important to me and my mental health, and by the way, could lead to something career, orientated, which is, okay. But, oh man, I think I've kind of addressed all the points I have on the subject. I kind of got a bit bored of drawing faces then. Well, not bored, but I kind of ran out of space. So in this little corner in the bottom that you see right here, I was just drawing out some little mushrooms, because it is autumn. It is time for this. It is amazing. I love autumn. And speaking of, by the time I'm posting this video, it is stuck in the middle of Inktober. So I hope Inktober is going well for everyone. I am currently starting Inktober as well by the time that I'm recording this, and I am dead excited. Can I just say, I probably won't have the same opinion in like 2 weeks time, but right now I'm so excited. And I hope you guys have been enjoying the Inktober videos I've been putting out, or Inktober video. I'm not sure. I am very organized, as you can see. And I'm going to try and broaden the kind of subject matter of my drawings a lot in Inktober, so a little bit less faces, a little bit more everything else. So let's see how that turns out. And yeah, I guess that's all I've got to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to make it quite long because I know how you guys like the long rambles and the long videos. I personally love those too. And I also didn't speed up any of the clips because you guys always say how you love seeing the lifetime drawing. And so yeah, sorry if it's very long, but at least there's no sped up clips. So yeah, guys, I think that's all I've got to say on the matter. Thanks for listening if you're still here. I hope you enjoyed what I said. I hope you enjoyed watching me sketch. I hope you sketched along with me. And yeah, on that note, I'm gonna say bye-bye and keep on having a great Inktober and October, guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.